What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another video. Got another good one for y'all today. So today we're looking at Oliver Anthony on Joe Rogan's podcast. I finally managed to be able to start watching this, and I got to this part, and I'm not gonna lie, I want to share some thoughts about what he's talking about. So I think it's important for a lot of people to hear this, and I'm gonna say ahead of time that I think it's absolutely amazing what it is that Oliver wants to try to do, but hopefully the industry will start going in that direction, but we'll see. Anyway, let's get into it and see what he's got to say.
So I agree with you there. I don't look at the numbers. I do catch myself reading a lot of the comments, but only because a lot of them are important, and I think some of the stories in them are important for me to. I don't want to completely isolate myself from that. And like I said, I also really like some of the negative ones too, I think. And the negative ones are a lot less now than they used to be. It was just really early on. People didn't understand how everything happened, and I really didn't understand it either. That's why it's like whatever, but.
I will say I agree. Like the negative comments don't really bother me as much as they used to, and from time to time I will get in the comments and I'll see somebody say something negative, and to be 100% honest, like, this is my channel. I'm going to run my channel the way I want to run it, and if you don't like it, I honestly 100% don't care. Like, I will read what you have to say, and if what you have to say has something intelligent attached to it, then yeah, like, I might actually listen to it. But especially if you're telling me how I should run my channel, just start your own. Show me how to do it. That's the only thing I can say about that. But anyway, I do enjoy, because there's a ton of times where I do videos on songs that I end up learning have a deeper meaning, and being 100% honest, like, I would never know that, there's no way I would ever know that there might be a deeper meaning into a song without having listened to the song. And I absolutely love my audience that comes in and helps teach me about the things that there are to learn there. Like, I did a song, I Was Only 19, which is an Australian song, and I have learned an absolute metric ton about all of the soldiers that were conscripted and sent over to Vietnam, and there was a couple other places, but I've learned a ton about that whole situation. And there's been other songs also where there's a lot of songs where I will get comments, but with my audience telling me about various things. And I mean, there was some artists I didn't even know passed away, and my audience told me, it's like, hey, yeah, that passed away. I didn't know. I don't know everything. I'm not going to pretend. And it's like I've said it before. It's like, these reactions are literally my reaction based off of my experience in life. So it is what it is. Anyway.
Moving really didn't understand it either. That's why it's like, whatever, but moving forward now, yeah, I've got a good, like, core team of people. I've got Draven from Radio WV. I've got 2 or 3 people on staff. I don't have a management company or a publicist.
Perfect. That's the key.
I'm keeping it real
tight.
Real low. Well, I mean, it just amazed me when I came here for the first time and saw the staff you have, and then, like, meeting Lex. Lex does all of it. He even turns his own cameras on and stuff.
Yep.
There's only Lex in the whole place. It's like, gosh, I don't need all these. It's like a lot of those positions and jobs and services that musicians use, I think they don't realize that they don't even need. They just are like, oh, that's how it is in music. That's what I want to change. I want to. Yeah, I don't know exactly.
It eliminates the executive influence. It eliminates the corporate mindset. It eliminates that because there's always going to be a person that wants you to make a decision that's better for you financially, whereas like your instincts are guiding you towards this artistic decision.
Yeah.
And anytime those people get in the mix, they fuck everything up.
I'll give you a great example. It's like the only like call out on here that's negative that I'll say at all is that just to show like how stuck in the mud the industry is and how much I think it's going to change in the near future is leading up to the Scornful release, me and Draven had went back and found about 30 or 40 people who just without us even knowing who they were made the Richmond reaction videos, and they were a big part of the push of it, especially long term, you know, like people on TikTok and stuff that had made these videos. And so I own 100% of my publishing, you know, all the music's mine. Thankfully, I have my own label technically that collects the money, but you have to use a publishing administration deal in order to collect money like overseas. I don't know if you're familiar.
No.
If it's
So I managed to come across his video because I found his video 100% by accident. And I listened to like the first like 15 seconds of it and was, yeah, we're doing this right now. And I did my reaction. That video was like over 350 or 60,000 views or something like that. And like I feel like there's a good probability I'm probably in that 30 or 40 number that he was talking of, especially because I got so many views. I mean, because I was like my channel's not big by any stretch in my opinion, but I mean, for me, for that one, it was just right place, right time. But yeah,
administration deal in order to collect money like overseas. I don't know if you're familiar.
No.
If it's the same in comedy, but like, yeah, most any musician, whether you're independent or you're with somebody, you have to have some kind of pub admin, and it's basically somebody that goes and helps you collect publishing money from basically mostly from overseas is the way I understand. Like all these obscure places that money exists. So Warner Chappell does it for me for 9%, right? So they go collect all the stuff. They keep 9% of it. They're the same to me as if I had a commercial landscaping company managing a property for me. So all I asked them to do was, hey, Warner Chappell, this 6-foot square of grass where all these reaction videos exist, just please whitelist these people so they don't get copyrighted. I want them to actually make the money they make on the Scornful reaction videos, you know? Like I don't feel right if they're going to go and make a Scornful Woman reaction video or play drums over it or whatever. I don't want to take 50% of what, you know what I mean? Just don't just whitelist them. And it should have been, okay, great, good idea, you know? Instead, they just said, we can't do that, but it's for your protection. So
because they wanted the money.
So
and they get a percentage, or they on a how do they get
well,
paid?
Yeah, they take 9% off of what I get.
They don't want.
But I tried to explain to them, well, no, like in the business sense, I even counter-argued them, and I was like, well, let's think about it in the business sense. This little bit of money, right, that you're not going to collect off these reaction videos will generate who knows how much traffic to the music, which is worth the money you really want. And it shouldn't matter anyway. It's not their shit to decide on. It's mine. They're just it's the same thing as if I hired a guy to cut the grass at my commercial property and said, don't cut the 6-foot square. And they're like, no, we're cutting it. We're cutting all the grass, and it's for your. So I had to get my attorney involved and spend like $4,000. And they whitelisted them for 30 days. And so I'm like, okay, like that's why all of you industry people are like, so, you know, it's like, that's why this is happening. That's why people.
So needless to say, like in the reaction community, one of the biggest things that we fight against constantly is the whole copyright thing. And various songs will get shared revenue, and like he was talking about, because if his whatever company, his label or whatever it is that he has that maintains his copyright stuff, if they put in the copyright claim on our video, for him it shares, right? And he gets half, I get half. Well, a lot of your mainstream labels, they typically don't do that. And most of the time what they do is they will put a full copyright claim on your content and or your reaction, and you don't make any money on it. Like, all of the money that is made off your video goes to whatever that label is. So you don't make anything. And it's like, there's a lot of reaction channels that will ask for like donations and so on and so forth. It's like, I don't typically ask. Actually, I don't ask for donations. I don't think there's a single video where I've ever asked for a donation at all. So, but actually, as a matter of fact, I know for a fact I've never asked for a donation. What I have done, I have said that if you do donate asking for me to do a reaction to a video, then that guarantees that I will absolutely do whatever video it is you're asking me to do. However, that's besides the point. Anyway, there's a bunch of them that will ask for donations and stuff like that to kind of offset the money that they're losing when they end up getting copyrighted on some of their stuff. And I mean, if I'm losing out on money, I'm losing out on money. Typically, if I end up at the point where I am not able to make money off of a certain artist, I usually I won't react to that artist. What a lot of these companies don't realize, and it's like he said, it's like, if you're reacting to this, one of the biggest things that you end up doing is you're going to have an audience that ends up watching regardless of who or what, like the genre, the artist, like it, like none of that matters. Like the audience is there to see what my response is to whatever video I'm watching, and they become exposed to something new. And they may like it, they may not like it. It is what it is. I've discovered many artists, new artists, whether they were big or small. I've discovered new people that I didn't know who were, and I absolutely love their music. For example, like one really good example of that is Ren. I love his music. Absolutely great. Oliver Anthony is another one. Oliver Anthony, I mean, he blew up really quick, but I mean, but we're not just creating a reaction video to make money. It's like, we like a lot of this music as well. So we know that us doing the reaction to it is going to push that music out to new people, and there's a good number of new people who are going to end up going and watching the original content, right? So they end up making money off of watching the original content. So it's a win-win, really. So anyway,
it's like, I don't know, or like, so, you know, it's like, that's why this is happening. That's why it's like, I don't know, just they don't care at all about the little guy or the people who are like doing all the work. I just picture all these like stinky librarian type old people sitting around a table like, rah, rah, rah. And you know, they can make all this money and make all these horrible decisions and pour all these millions of dollars into songs that don't work, and it doesn't matter because it's just like it's not their, they don't care. They're getting their big salary, and so yeah, it's just even in the most minuscule relationships I've had in Nashville, I get resistance and pushback, and like, it's I don't know, like, why wouldn't they want me to whitelist those 30 people? It's just little stupid stuff like that I've constantly dealt with. So I've just decided now, like, I just don't want to do anything in the music. Like, I don't even need to be in the music business, like, in that sense, you know. I write my songs, I record them, I go do my shows and have fun, but I don't even need to follow any of the model of what like a traditional musician, artist person would have done.
You definitely don't need
10
to
years
financially.
ago. You know,
you don't need to do it that way. It's not necessary. And you have the right mindset. Is that all those reaction videos will just get more people to listen to your music? That's fact.
But those are real. Those people were like real fans who went and did it not because they were trying to get traffic or money or whatever. They just like liked it and wanted to push it. And so the least I can do is not take 50% of their stuff. And like it just, but isn't that crazy that it's like there's nobody's ever done that, I guess, like before. They were just acting like that was just the craziest thing in the world. So I ended up releasing this Scornful song through a company called Sound On, which is like the music distribution side of TikTok, which seems like something I would never want to do, but they give me the flexibility to go and like and do all that. They don't care because they're not music industry people. They're just social media people.
So for some of y'all that post on TikTok and you randomly get a copyright thing, what I have learned was if that happens to you, it's because whatever artist pulled or either artist or label that put their music on there took it off. And as soon as they take it off, it's no longer covered from Sound On. And Sound On is like a copyright free whatever. You can use all the music that's there available. That's why that happens. But I commend him for doing this, and I hope that this ends up becoming a trend that catches on. As long as people are doing things the right way anyway.
Like and do all that. They don't care because they're not music industry people. They're just social media people. So I uploaded it through them basically. So I own all 100% of the rights. It's all my stuff. I don't have any deals or records or labels or anything, but they push it to the streaming services for me and they do all the stuff. So that way I'm not even having to use a music company to push my music. I can kind of just like not even be there at all, you know, like not even be in Nashville at all. That's the goal, is just to get. And so now that I've got data from, you know, since Richmond basically and have learned a lot, my goal long term is I'm going to always put new music out and write stuff, and you know, but it's going to come in spurts, and there'll be times where people won't see a lot of me, but I'm going to be in the background with other people. Like I want to help. I want to find these people on TikTok that have like 100 followers, but I know that they've got what it takes and get with like.
So at this point, he starts going off on a different subject, but like I said, I feel like a lot of people need to hear this because I don't feel like a lot of people are. I don't feel like enough people know some of the inside on what a lot of us reaction channels go through and deal with whenever we're doing what we do. It's like I said, I was really in a bad place when I first started doing this. Like I was desperately trying to find something that I could do that reaches out to other veterans. And it doesn't even have to really be veterans. It could also be like just other people who are dealing with whatever mental health issues that they're dealing with, and understand it's like, hey, it's going to be all right. Like find something that you enjoy and get out there and do it, right? Get out there and just find a purpose. That's pretty much what I'm trying to get at. Is to find yourself some kind of purpose, because especially with a lot of veterans, they get out of the military and so on and so forth, and they lose purpose, and then they end up losing themselves. So, and like I said, that's pretty much the kind of thing that I have been trying to find, and I feel, I mean, I've had a few comments where people, and I've had a couple of emails where people have reached out to me. I've been invited on a podcast before. I mean, it's been, the comments, I've had a few people and a couple of emails from people with comments saying that them watching my channel and my videos and so on and so forth has helped them, and like it's meant the absolute world to me. But as there's some videos that, and it's like not every single video that I do is going to be about mental health. I mean, I'm going to react to as much like a wide variety of different music and stuff, because I like, nobody wants to hear just sad stuff all the time every day. I will get tired of that. So, but anyway, I really hope that this kind of drives it home and gets some people an understanding on what it is that we end up having to deal with, and I guess just give y'all a little bit more understanding as far as that goes. But anyway, I hope y'all enjoyed the video. I hope y'all learned something. I learn stuff from y'all all the time, and I can't really, it's hard for me to really express how appreciative of y'all I really am. Each and every one of y'all that has subscribed. I mean, 38,000 plus now, and still going. So I appreciate each and every one of y'all, and here's to growing. If you've made it this far in the video, do me a favor. If you haven't subbed, go and sub. Like the video for sure, and we'll see y'all on the next one. Y'all take care.